For the class OTH 5853, Fieldwork 1, uh, Part 1 experience, I've had the opportunity to do my rotation at an assisted living facility in a memory care unit. Uh, for this project, I chose a psychosocial client with dementia and bipolar disorder, anxiety, and depression. And I held a group intervention, for her with her, in order to enhance her occupational performance. Her changing moods, her balance deficits, her impaired strength, her aggressive tendencies, her negative self image are all negatively impacting her occupational performance, making her unsure of herself and decreasing that overall performance. So, in order to increase her performance, I chose a two-part intervention using reminisce therapy and a team building sort of physical game with a balloon. The reminisce therapy included incorporating old scents from their childhood. Um, it also included music from childhood, dressing up in costumes for Halloween to bring about different memories. Um, in order to have the clients tap into that long term memory, because with dementia, the short term memory is not intact, and therefore, tapping into the long term memory can help bring about um, good mood and different things. The reason that the team building sort of relay balloon activity was chosen, I had the clients sitting next to each other in a row and pass a balloon down to throw it into a basket after the reminisce therapy session. And the reason this was chosen is that a lot of the clients, when they do their therapeutic activities and exercise, are on an individual basis. And I wanted to see if the reminisce therapy could help increase their performance in a cooperative and social setting method. Because I know a lot of the social dynamics are challenged by some of the psychosocial implications. And yeah, the reason that the reminisce therapy was specifically chosen is that not only does it target long term memory, but it's shown to create positive mood and help with overall performance in activities afterwards and cooperation. And a lot of the client's mood swings, aggressive behavior was impacting her occupational performance, so that's why this was chosen. The occupational adaptation frame of reference was sort of the scope that was used to choose this intervention, because with patients with dementia, they often, their needs change from moment to moment. So occupational adaptation allows us to adapt the occupation, take in all the needs of the environment and the client while they're doing the occupation, and adjusting sort of their on. The intervention would have looked differently if the client, if the clients didn't have, those cognitive deficits, because we really, for one, I knew going into it that sense of smell is impacted not only by the memory changes and the cognitive changes in the brain for dementia, but overall with older adults. However, what I also found out is that COVID really impacted sense of smell. So for one of the clients whose sense of smell was intact, the smell portion of the reminisce therapy was very beneficial. It wasn't with my particular client, but it was with a different client. So if a lot of those structures were still intact, instead of going in the reminiscent therapy of, hey, do you remember this, painting a picture for them, we could have engaged in a more open dialogue. If a lot of those structures were still intact, because with dementia they have a hard time putting together complex ideas and thoughts. So that would have been different. And also with the balloon game, we could have spaced the clients a little further apart. We could have added different elements, made it maybe a two-step task, different things like that, done different ranges of motion instead of just lateral motions. It could have gone around the body, above the head, different things. So we could have made the activities a little bit more complex and sort of open-ended. And in the future, if I were to do this activity again, I would probably eliminate the sense of smell portion of the reminisce therapy. I was genuinely curious to see how it would, how the clients would perform doing it, but they seemed a little frustrated initially. Luckily, the rest of the intervention went smoothly, and it created a positive mood for my client specifically, that was targeted through the intervention. And in fact, her her positive mood kind of carried with her until the middle of the day. On this particular day, she had no episodes of sundowning or anything like that. So I think it was overall a very successful intervention. Yes, the only thing that I would really change is eliminating that sense of smell and having more visual representation, I think, to go along. And then possibly, incorporating the sense of taste. I was unsure of, food allergies and different things, but I could have collaborated with my supervisor to ensure that, selecting certain foods could have been plausible as well. So thank you.